Welcome back. Today we are going to talk about this knife. I am pretty excited about this. I think this might be one of the best, if not the best, budget bushcraft knife out there. It is better than a Mora knife. So this is the BPS Knives Adventurer. If you've not heard of BPS knives, neither had I until Amazon recommended them to me. BPS knives are made in Ukraine. I bought this knife on Amazon for $39.95. Let's take a look at this thing. The sheath is really awesome. This is some very thick leather. It's about 3 millimeters thick. A very solid construction. It's got a leather spacer in here all the way around, so you're not going to get the blade slicing through the sheath. Stitched all the way around, rivet up here at the top. Really solid construction on the sheath. Belt loop on the back, hanger here, so you've got a couple of carry options. Ferrocerium rod on the outside, fits in here very securely under this edge of the sheath there. Not coming out. I added this lanyard here on the knife. That didn't come on it. Let's take a look at the knife itself. The blade is 5¼ inches from the handle scales to the tip of the blade, and the handle scales are 4¾ inches. They're just a hair over 4¾ from the end of the handle to the end of the handle scales. So the knife overall is just a hair over 10 inches long. The knife is 3 millimeters thick, full tang all the way through. The scales are just mounted on the sides of the handle. It's got a Scandi grind. The blade is made of a 1066 carbon steel. The handle scales are walnut, treated with Danish oil. Same for the handle on the ferrocerium rod. The spine is, of course, flattened, so you've got 90-degree edges, so you can strike sparks off of a ferrocerium rod. And, of course, hole for a lanyard, like I have put on here. This is the sharpest knife I have ever received brand new out of the box. It was crazy sharp. It's kind of hard to show how sharp a knife is without doing something like cutting paper, so that's exactly what I did when I got it. And it's crazy how sharp this thing was. And then I used it for just some, I don't know, outdoors camping type things. Not so great for slicing, just because the blade is really thick, but for processing any type of wood, feather sticks, splitting wood, it's absolutely fantastic. I know a lot of folks are hesitant to baton knives. This is one that probably don't have to worry about. It's very thick, and it is a full tang. You could hammer on all day, and I don't think you would mess this knife up. Making things like feather sticks, super easy. Scandi grind is great for that, and this thing, crazy sharp, worked amazing. The little ferro rod, no problem getting sparks off that, starting a feather stick on fire. I put this on so I could do some chopping and some heavier cutting, chopped some sticks, made a little tent steak. Probably not how I would normally use the knife, but I wanted to get some chopping. And then I thought I'd be super clever, since this knife is a little on the heavier side, weighs about 10 ounces, a little over 10 ounces, and it's wide and pretty solid. Thought I would use this to hammer the steak into the ground, and that was a terrible idea. So don't do stupid things with your knives, because you'll hurt yourself. And I'm not sure if I mentioned, but it's really sharp. So after all of the stuff that I did, chopping, cutting, I left it out here in the garage, and I used it for opening boxes and, you know, whatever else I needed a knife for. I have not sharpened it, and it is still really sharp. Not as sharp as it was. There's a few spots here, but this is still really, really sharp. One of the sharper knives that I have still, and that's after I've used it for a couple of weeks. Very impressive. Now, why do I think that this is the best budget bushcraft knife out there, or one of the best, and why do I think it's better than a Mora knife? Mora knives are one of the best known budget bushcraft knives out there. Mora does make the garbage, and that is a full tang knife, and I think that's the only full tang knife they make, if I'm not mistaken. And they make a carbon steel version and a stainless steel version. They even make one that comes with a ferro rod and the sheath, different carry options, the whole deal, very similar to this. In fact, the garbage even goes one step further. It also has a little diamond sharpener included in the whole kit. But it is more than twice the price of what I paid for this knife. And if I need a sharpener, I got this little Easy Lap diamond sharpener at Sportsman's for $9. So these together, still not even half the price of the garbage with the whole kit. If you're comparing comparable knives, full tang knife with a heavy duty blade, the fire starter, the ferrocerium rod, this is a much, much better option than anything that Mora has to offer. Now you might be thinking, well, Mora must be a higher quality steel. What Mora says on their website is that they use a 1% carbon steel in their carbon steel knives, which, if I understand this whole steel thing right, would be very close to a 1095. So this is a 1066 carbon steel blade. Moras are a 1095 carbon steel blade. So if that's something that makes a difference to you, then maybe go with the Mora. But this is half the price. You could buy two of these. BPS also makes a couple other different types of knives. They make some that are a lot more similar to this in style and shape, but they are all full tang knives. The tang in a Mora knife is very small. I'm not sure exactly how far into the handle it extends, but I know that most of these narrow inside of the handle. For $40, this is a fantastic deal. Go over to Amazon, pick one of these up. Because of all the crap going on in Ukraine right now, they're not making any of these. I don't know what's going to happen to the price. I don't know if the factory is going to come back. I don't know if they're going to make them again. Who knows what's happening in Ukraine. But right now, you can get BPS knives. There are some on Amazon. Check these out if you're interested. I will leave a link to their website. I'll leave a link to this knife on Amazon in the description of this video. Let me know what you think about this knife. Leave me a comment. Tell me what's on your mind. I appreciate you all, and I will see you next time.